Mommy, get a hobby. I posted a video about this a couple months ago on Instagram while hiking with my son, and I was just talking about how it's kind of messed up to put all this pressure on your kid and have nothing going on in your life where like your whole identity is being a mom, and how it doesn't age well. It is not cute to be a grandma one day and you're like codependent on your child and super involved in their life. It's not in the best interest of you as a mom or your kids or anybody who loves you. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about how moms need joy that is not sourced from their kids. You need to find your own thing, girl, and how you deserve that. It's not your kid's job to be all of your joy either. That really fucks some kids up. So let's not put that pressure on them, okay? Motherhood culture just glamorizes self-sacrifice, and we like glorify moms who commit to being all about their kids. That's all that they're obsessed with. And if you take any time to do anything for you, you are considered like selfish, and it kind of erodes our identities. It's not healthy, and it is such a form of like erasure for who we are and honoring our true spirit. And when we do that, we can't really show up as the mothers that we want to show up as and set a good example for our kids anyway. And listen, I do understand how hard it is when like your kid's schedule takes over and you are obviously focused on them. Like, how are you supposed to focus on things that you love to do when you're wiping ass all day, right? It's really hard, but we tend to like take away any leisure once you become an adult. And no wonder that so many people crash out in adulthood or like have midlife crises or, you know, spend a ton of money on things that don't really bring them joy because they're not actually fulfilling the needs that they have as a human being. Newsflash, you can still have needs as an adult. And some of that can be fun. It can be play. I grew up with a mom who was a diva. She started a business from a young age, and I got to watch her grow that. But she also prioritized herself. She loved to dress up in things that made her feel cute. She would go to concerts with my dad. She'd go on girl trips with her girl squad from college. And it never made me feel as a kid like she wasn't prioritizing me. I always looked at my mom and thought, wow, she is iconic. And these days, it's aged really cute, okay? I have a son, and she is not breathing down my throat all the time about what he's eating and what schools he's going to go to. She trusts me as a human being because she's got her own thing going on. I have so many friends that are my age that have kids, and their parents are so obsessed with their adult children's family dynamics, their relationships, and it creates this like really toxic dynamic where you're not letting your adult child actually be an adult and learn what works for them and what doesn't. Hobbies are just everything. They're so important. They reduce stress, they lower your cortisol levels, and they help improve your emotional availability. How many times have you had a fun day out and then you come home, see your kids, you're like, oh my gosh, I love you. How was your day? Versus times where you spend so many days self-sacrificing and just being with the kids and you start going fucking crazy and being like, get the fuck down from there. It's not cute. And our kids deserve to see our best fulfilled selves, not only in their experience with us as their mom, but also setting an example. If you have a daughter, you want to show your daughter that your life does not end when you have kids. You can enjoy your life for the full duration of your time here on earth. And if you have a son, it's setting an example of how a woman should be loved. She should show herself pleasure. She should show herself enjoyment in life. And one day when you grow up and you get a wife, you should prioritize giving her those moments as well. Hobbies are not extra. They are literally a requirement for adult mental health. How many people do you know that were so dedicated to their family and work and the grind, and then like in their 40s or 50s, they completely crash out and like go on a bender or have like severe mental health issues, or they have a midlife crisis and make a really financially stupid decision, get a new Porsche. It's like these things are preventative, taking care of yourself, honoring your needs, finding joy in the everyday. It is literally adding years to your life to focus on your health and happiness as a mom. I love to go on hikes to have like alone time and regulate. And I also love going out with friends, having a couple little martinis and some dinner with my girlfriends to have some social time. And it even could be having a creative project like this, or painting, or whatever brings you joy and creativity to help inspire you and then bring that inspiration back into your family dynamic. But there are some sacrifices we have to make. We're not going to be able to make every little event and everything that childless friends might be going to, right? But there are a ton of things where we can bring our children. And I feel like a lot of people sleep on that. It is hard, especially with multiple kids. I don't even have multiple children. So we'll see how I feel about it once that happens. But it is possible to do things that you love with your kids. If you love going and getting your nails done, maybe you can do that at home with that at-home kit while you have them entertained with a little paint project or something fun. If you love going to the gym, but your gym doesn't have childcare, maybe you can do an at-home workout. And if they jump on you while you're doing Pilates on the floor, it's extra weight, right? I feel like it is really difficult, but it's just like getting into the habit. I love walking on my walking pad, carrying my son, or going on walks in the stroller. Go to the farmer's market with your friends or get lunch with them if you can't do like a couple of martinis and dinner. It is possible to still do the things that you like. Maybe not in the same ways, but take the core of whatever you want to do as your hobby and then find a way to bring your kid. Ask for help. This is hard for new moms, but you can ask your partner, your friends, your family for support for you to get some time alone if you need it. And if you can't, optimize your day. Do the chores and the planning and prep when your kids are awake and you're able to do those things so that early in the morning before they get up or during nap time or once they go to sleep, you can really prioritize that time to do what you want. So for example, for me, if I want to paint my nails, I will make sure that during the day when my son is up, we are cleaning the house, taking care of everything that we need to organize for the day, taking care of all my responsibilities I can do while he's up. And I set out my nail polish. I make sure I have nail polish remover. If I don't, I go to the store, get that with him, and I plan for that night once he goes to bed. That's going to be my time to paint my nails. So I'll set everything up, have it ready to go. Set up your outfit for the next day when your kid is awake so that when you're ready to go and your kid is up and you need to take them on a run in the stroller, you already have your socks, your leggings, your sports bra, everything is laid out, ready to go. You have gas in your car and you can really optimize that time with your kid. Before I learned about how to manage my time as a mom, I loved baths. I would take a bath every single day and I still love them. But obviously it's different when you have your children in the bath splashing around and acting crazy. And God forbid a mommy wants to just sit back and enjoy a nice soak with some Dr. Teals and a candle going and some jazz playing in the background. So before I really learned about all this, I would try to take a bath with my son awake. So I'd go put on a movie for him and I would run the bath. Put in I'd get the perfect bath bomb, expensive $10 stupid bath bomb, put it in the bath, get the candle all set up, turn down the lights. And I'd be like, okay, while I put on a movie, I'm going to take my time to relax. And I finally get into the bath, and he would come running in, Mama, I'm hungry. So then I get up, I'm dripping wet. I have to towel off, walk to the kitchen, get him a snack. Okay, now I'm going to put him with a snack over by the movie. There he is. Get back in the bath. And then he comes screaming again, Mama, I need a change. I need you to change my diaper. I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, so I'll go do that. Change his diaper. My hair's all wet. And get back in the bath, same thing. It's now I'm thirsty or, the movie ended. Or by the time that you're done figuring out everything that your kid needs, the bathwater's cold, you're upset, my hair is soaking wet, there's water all over the house. It is not cute. So again, that's an example of schedule those things to prioritize yourself when you do not have your child and really use that time when you do to set yourself up for success so that you can fully enjoy that time. Looking into the future, if you fast forwarded like 20 or 30 years, I'm telling you, if you create identity and self-love and relationships with friends now, you will show up as a stronger grandparent or parent to your adult child than if you were to be somebody who has none of that. It is like, it gives me the ick to see my friends' parents cling to my friends. Like, my friends are in their 30s and their parents have no life. They have nothing going on. So they're like texting them all day. They want to be involved in their kids' relationships. It's fucking weird. So don't be that person. It's not fair to your adult child. They shouldn't be responsible for your entertainment, your social life, and all of your purpose. That is on you. That is your responsibility to start making sure you're taking care of yourself now, creating those relationships now, setting those standards of having boundaries now. It's just sad and it's kind of laughable. It reminds me of like dance moms who are like living through their children, or in Sex and the City when Charlotte marries that guy and his mom, Bunny, is like so obsessed with him. She like controls him so much and is so involved in his marriage. And he just wants to like please his mom so much, and it impacts his relationship with Charlotte a lot. You don't want a man who's like that. And we don't want to raise our sons to be like that. So if you're on this journey of trying to prioritize hobbies, pick one thing that feels fun and low effort and accessible for you. It can be a little bit challenging and something outside of your comfort zone. And that's just because it's new. It's going to take a little bit of time and practice to prioritize yourself. And if you're in doubt trying to figure out what your hobby should be, ask yourself, what did I enjoy doing as a child? For me, I was like rolling around in the dirt. I would pick up worms and like rip them apart and eat them. And I loved going on walks, like nature walks. And so these days I'm a hiker. I love to go on hikes, and I really feel like that passion was cultivated from a young age. So if you were a girl who loved dressing up or doing karaoke or drawing, what are adult versions of those hobbies that you can do and incorporate? Because oftentimes I find that the things that we love and the passions that we discover as adults are things that were little seeds when we were little girls. And then once you have your hobby, protect it like an appointment. This is crucial. You need to like block out days or times to do that thing and not override it. I like to write down the week before in my planner when I want to take a day to go hiking. And I swear, when I honor that and make sure that, like, if clients want to meet with me, I tell them, no, sorry, I'm booked that day. I always feel so good, and it happens without a doubt. But times where I'm like, you know what, I really do want to meet with that client. I don't have to go hiking that day, and I book them and I don't go hiking. It ruins my week. It's like you have to be proactive and protective of that time. If you want your kid to have a life, you need one too, diva, and you deserve it. I feel like when we choose not to prioritize ourselves, we're literally telling our children that we're not important. And we are. We're people just like them, just grown-up versions, and they're going to be in your position too. You want to set an example that they can show themselves the love and the time and the investment that they deserve. Take agency over your life. This is your responsibility as a mom. And trust me, I know it can be super difficult. It's okay to have messy moments. When I first started hiking with my son, I swear like 50% of the time we would drive all the way to the trailhead and then realize I didn't bring his hat, or I forgot to bring enough snacks for the day, or we would start hiking and he'd be crying the whole time and I literally go crazy and have to turn around and go back to the car. But it's always worth it. And it always leads to a better experience, more practice, and more familiarity with your kid getting outside of the house and doing something enjoyable, watching their mom prioritize time spent together that's not just sitting at home and watching TV. This podcast is my new creative outlet and hobby that has nothing to do with wiping ass. So I encourage you to find something that is fun and creative for you, or something that reminds you of what you loved when you were a child. If you have a new hobby, I want to hear about it. You can DM me. I'm at Hiking is Hot, and I want to know what you're reclaiming and what you are focused on this year. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.